Lizzo is a huge recording artist, but you probably know her not for her amazing musical skills or her just show-stopping voice. You probably know her for her dramatic and powerful fight against the evil diet culture. She's all about self-love and body positivity. Now, whilst that is a good message in theory, and I genuinely do believe that, we all have fucked up bodies. That's just the truth of the matter. I've got psoriasis coming out the wazoo, you've got a fucked up foot, this bloke's got a fucked up hand, your gut's huge, who gives a fuck, right? I guess you sort of need to embrace that in some sense. But also, if you have something that you can change about yourself, I don't think it's overly positive to just accept it forever. But for some reason, when people talk about accepting the problems that you have with your body, it never really goes to this nuanced point of, yes, well, you know, I was born with that and I can't change that, but I can lose weight or I could do this or I could cut my fucking hair. It just ends up going to people like this lady. Prepare yourself.
So I have this thing, call it a little quirk if you will. I have hair in my armpits. I have it there for a few reasons. 1, lazy. 2, fuck the patriarchy. And 3, your response to them tells me everything I need to know about you.
Yes, very brave indeed. Now, why do I hate the body positivity movement? Well, the answer is twofold. Number 1 is because men aren't allowed to join. Stay away! Okay, jot that down. Fat women, you ready for this? Are brave, powerful, feminist icons, just gorgeous, beautiful in their own skin, powerful, did I already say powerful, wonderful, etc., etc., etc. That's where the difference lies. Men are not allowed to join this club. And that's why I think it's a little bit fucked up. But secondly, being overweight is not something to be proud of. Obesity is the largest cause of avoidable death in the entire world. Last year, 2.8 million people died directly because of being overweight. That's not even taking into account people with high blood pressure, diabetes, heart attacks, all those type of things that have risk factors of being obese. And when you hear people talk about, you know, you should lose weight because of this reason, this reason, this reason, you don't really hear this reason. Did you know? Having a BMI of 35 to 40 could increase a person's chances of dying of coronavirus by 40%. That is a massive increase. Everyone talks about the increase that your chances of dying if you're an older person or you've got some comorbidities or pre-existing medical conditions, but that's fucking insane. But it doesn't stop there. A person with a BMI greater than 40 increases the risk of dying of COVID-19 by 90%. So if you are morbidly obese, which this video is about Lizzo, and I'm sorry, but she could very well pass away from this virus, not because of any other pre-existing medical condition, just because she's overweight, and yet people like her champion the fact that they are extremely overweight. I don't think giving up and saying that, no, I can't change that ever about myself, I don't think that's a positive thing to do in any part of your life, let alone when it comes to your body. But here's the real kicker. Just last week, Lizzo posted this video on her gram and TikTok. She was starting a juice cleanse. Now, juice cleanses are fucking bullshit, but she started a juice cleanse because she wanted to get a little bit healthier. And the woke mob who loved her, who championed her, who would have put her on their shoulders if it didn't risk dramatic deterioration of their AC joint in their shoulders, they went after her hard for promoting diet culture.
Lizzo now, let's talk about her. So she is calling out her haters after sharing details of her 10-day smoothie detox on TikTok. Now, critics slammed her, saying they're disappointed that she would do a fad diet. But Lizzo says it had absolutely nothing to do with losing weight.
What a strange world we live in when your brand is all about being as fat as possible, and then when you try and get a little bit healthier just to extend your life somewhat, everyone who loves you goes after you and calls you a horrible piece of shit.
My sleep has improved, my hydration, my inner peace, my mental stability, my body, my skin. I got exactly what I wanted out of it, and every big girl should do whatever the they want with their bodies.
Literally.
Literally! Oh my God. Now, I've spoken about Lizzo before in a video, and I think I've said everything that needs to be said. So I thought I'd do actually, rather than being just negative about this subject, I thought I would do something positive for once. Let's try and help some people. I feel I am somewhat qualified to talk about fatness because as a child I was very overweight, and throughout my life my weight sort of fluctuated here to there. In fact, just a couple of years ago, I think maybe 7 years ago, I weighed in at 133 kilograms. I was playing rugby league at the time. Being a big dude was probably a benefit. I'm also 6'8", so I'm always going to be a heavy set fellow. I've also got childbearing hips, which adds a lot more weight to me. But after I stopped playing, I thought, you know what, I need to do something about this. And I tried different diets and different ideas, but I didn't really understand nutrition. And this is the point of this part of the video. I want to try and help some people. I want to set a challenge to every single person watching this right now to, in 12 months from now, in December 2021, I want you to be a fucking 10 times better person physically than you are right now, and a 10 times better person mentally as well, which I think is a byproduct of changing your physical form. Now, the first diet that I ever really went on that helped was the keto diet. The reason I went on the keto diet was to fight my epilepsy. Now, I had read that kids with epilepsy that didn't really respond to medication were going on the ketogenic diet. So basically, I thought it might help me as well. So, the keto diet is a high-fat diet, animal fat, coconut oil, peanut butter, all that shit. I mean, that's only listing like 3 fats, but you know what I mean. High fat, no carbs. They say low carb, it's easy to just go no carb and no sugar, moderate protein. If you're training in the gym, you can go a little bit higher. Now, I ran that for about a year, maybe 18 months, and I went from 133 kilos, and I wrote this down. There's fucking cars flying everywhere. That's 293 pounds. Okay, 6'8", 203 centimeters, 293 pounds, 133 kilos. In 18 months, I went from that weight. I lost almost 100 pounds and I went down to 94 kilos. Now that was a little bit too skinny, and I still had some parts of my body that I wasn't overly happy with. I think there was a lot of muscle waste as well. So I probably should have transitioned into a more standard diet quicker, but I didn't. And then after that, I did something that I probably shouldn't have. Rather than keeping my calories low and staying on a particular diet, I went on tour and I went full fucking ham. I'm eating fucking takeaway food, I'm sucking down the beers, and the problem with being on tour doing comedy shows is when you finish a show and you're hungry, you don't want to eat beforehand because it slows you down. The only option you really have is Macca's. Anyway, after 2.5 years of touring and doing all that shit, I put on quite a bit of weight. And I got to 122, 23 kilos. Now, I found out that I was getting quite fat because I went to my local service station and the gentleman behind the counter said, "Wow, Isaac Butterfield, you've gotten really fat." Now, after screaming at that man for a good 15 fucking minutes, I had the shits. I thought to myself, I need to change something. So I decided I needed to make a change, and the change I was going to make was to go balls deep back into the keto diet, but that wasn't enough at this point. I decided that I was also going to integrate some intermittent fasting, which means not only would I not eat carbs, not eat sugar, but eat a high-fat diet with a moderate protein intake. I would also not eat until about 3 o'clock every single afternoon after I went to the gym. And that was a big part too. You gotta go and train the fucking house down. So I did that for a number of months, about 8 or 9 months to be exact. And my body fat percentage went from about 24% down to 15.5. I went from 123 kilos to 107, and I'm very bloody happy to where I am right now. I'll probably jump back into the diet maybe in January, but we'll see what happens with that. Now, I also would like to point out that a keto diet isn't the magic bullet that I used to think it was. It does have some benefits. It definitely helped with the epilepsy symptoms, but it is just a great way to eat at a calorie deficit, and that's what it's all about. I will link below a calorie calculator if you want to lose weight, figure out what the maintenance calories you should be eating to maintain the weight that you currently are, and then eat 20 to 25% below that. Consult your doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know if I have to say that, but fuck it, I will. But the big part for me with my mental health and my physical health was going to the gym every single day and having a plan. Now, this is where fucking I come in, because I know a lot of people out there, they don't know what they're doing going to the gym and all that type of stuff. That's where I was at. Even though I've been going for a long time, I sort of just didn't really have the methods in place to do well. I started watching people on YouTube like Jeff Nippard, and he really helped. But if you don't want to go and do all that research, what I've got for you right now, in the top comment down below, you'll find a little present. I put together a training program. It's what I use and I have used for some time now. I've changed mine up a fair bit. It's a little bit different. It has more exercise in it. I go for a little bit longer because I'm a fucking bearded, powerful prick. Anyway, go and check that out. It is absolutely free. Download it, screenshot it, whatever you want to do, and go and start using that to actually focus and track what you're doing. Show every single week. You can look at what the weight you lifted last week and you can increase it by 2.5 kilos if you can. Otherwise, just do more reps and keep fucking moving forward. And just below that is a link to my brand new channel, the second channel, the Buttsman 2. The Buttsman 2. Get it into your fucking head. All right? That channel is basically going to be about a lot of different things, but it's also going to be the new Blokes Health channel, a channel I started about 2 years ago and I never really got underway. But now I feel like because I have an editor that does my main videos, I have enough time to actually put into the Blokes Health channel, and I would like to kick that off in 2021. So go and make sure you subscribe and join the 30,000 people that are already there. But a warning, there are a lot of other topics I cover: eating ass, opening Pokemon cards, other things. We'll fucking see what happens in the new year. As far as intermittent fasting is concerned, don't eat till 3 o'clock, then you don't have such a big period of time to eat throughout the day. You won't eat as many calories. At least that's what I found in my situation. But I really do hope that by doing this, by cutting your carbs, controlling your calories, and training every single day, that everyone watching this will be a better version of themselves in 12 months' time. You will achieve things you wouldn't believe, okay? When I started this program, I could do 2 pull-ups. Fucking 2 of the dogs. Now I'm doing sets of 15, 4 sets of 15, and I'm even adding weight to it. The other day I did 3 sets of 8 with a 20-kilo plate between my legs, which is something I never thought I'd be able to do. But the reason I was able to do this, number one, was weight loss, so you can obviously lift more when you weigh less. Weight loss and consistency. That is the key here. Consistency with your diet, consistency with your mindset, and consistency with your training plan, the one that I've given you down there, and you can add to it, you can take away whatever fucking works for you. I have more exercises in my daily plan, and if you haven't looked at the daily plan yet, basically what it is, it's a push-pull leg split. One day you're doing some pushing, all right? Then the next day you're doing some pulling, and then you're doing some legs. I'm not going to show you my legs because I'm not wearing pants at the moment. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, go and check that out. And for the next year, this is the last video of the year. Holy shit. This is the last video of the year. We've done hundreds of videos of this year. But for next year, eat less, move more, and train harder. That's my fucking 3, I don't know. Maybe I should put them in Latin or something and make them seem more intuitive. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this year. I really do care, and, well, I don't really care about you. Fuck you. No, I do. I love you guys. I love you guys. You've given me you've given me the career I wanted. You've given me the job I wanted. You allow me to feed my greyhounds. I fucking love you guys. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Me dick stinks. Keep it moist. And I'll see you in the new year. Toodaloo. Au revoir. Bye.